Today's math lesson is Chapter 11, Lesson number 5. And it's on page 729. So open your Go Math books to page 729. Our lesson's title is Angles in Two-Dimensional Shapes. And if we take a look at our essential question, it's how do you find and count angles in two-dimensional shapes? So before we start the lesson, grab yourself a ruler. Remember, you can always hit pause and stop the video anytime that you like. Let's take a look at our first exercise. Use a ruler to draw two different triangles. Then draw two different rectangles. At this time, I recommend you press the pause button and draw your two triangles and two rectangles, and then press play again when you're ready to continue. So I'm going to draw two different triangles and two different rectangles. Trying to use my dots. Here, maybe I'll draw a triangle that has sides that are all the same length. And then two different rectangles. Did the ones you drew look like mine? Or perhaps you drew something totally different. Down here they want us to answer the question, or describe a triangle and a rectangle. Tell about the sides and the vertices. Well, I noticed that on a triangle, there's 3 sides and 3 vertices, while on a rectangle, there are 4 sides and 4 vertices. And if you remember, vertices refer to the corners. Let's move on to page 730. Now let's talk about angles. When two sides of a shape meet, they form an angle. And one way we help indicate an angle is with this curving line where the two sides meet. This shape has 3 angles. 1, 2, 3. For numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, they want you to circle the angles in each shape and write how many. You may want to press the pause button at this time and complete the 4 questions, and then press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, you're ready to continue. Let's take a look at number 1, a pentagon. Did you know that was a pentagon? I bet you did. All right, let's circle the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 angles. Well, let's take a look at the hexagon. I'll make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to draw my angles this time with a curve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 angles in a hexagon. What about the parallelogram? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 angles in a parallelogram, or a quadrilateral. And let's try the shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 angles. 5 sides. That makes it what, guys? That's right, a pentagon. Did your answers agree with mine? Let's move on to page 731. Now try it on your own. The 4 shapes from numbers 5 through 8, they want you to count the number of angles and write how many. And then, for number 9, they want you to finish drawing the shapes of a pentagon and a quadrilateral. You might want to press the pause button here and complete the page. And when you're done, press play to continue. All right, you're ready to continue. Let's take a look at number 5. 1 angle, 2 angles, 3 angles. That's a triangle. Tri means 3. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's a quadrilateral. 4 sides, 4 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 in that rectangle. And how many angles in this shape for number 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 angles, 6 sides. Must be a hexagon. All right, let's finish drawing the pentagon. It just has to have 5 angles and 5 sides. 3 sides. 4 sides. 5 sides. Did you draw what I drew? And let's go ahead and count the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 angles. Let's try the quadrilateral. Quadrilateral should have 4 sides because quad means 4. 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides. And are there 4 angles? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, there are. If you'd like to pause the video right now and scan the QR code and watch the Math on the Spot video, now is the time that you can do that. If not, let's move on to the next page. On this page, you have 3 problems to complete. For number 10, you need to draw 2 shapes that have 7 angles in all. So after you've drawn your 2 shapes, when you count up all the angles, they should total 7. For number 11, Ben drew 3 two-dimensional shapes that had 11 angles in all. Draw the shapes Ben could have drawn. So here you need to draw 3 two-dimensional shapes where all the angles add up to 11. And for number 12, fill in the bubble next to all the shapes that have 5 angles. You may want to press the pause button right now to stop the video so you can complete the 3 problems on this page. When you're ready to continue and check your answers against mine, press play. And now you're ready to continue. For number 10, you need to think of 2 shapes that equal 7 angles in all. So I'm thinking 2 shapes, and each shape will have a number of angles, so I'm thinking 2 numbers. What 2 numbers add up to 7? There's 1 plus 6, that equals 7, but I can't have a shape that has just 1 side or 1 angle, so that's not going to do it for me. What about 2 plus 5? Again, it equals 7, but I can't have a shape that has only 2 sides. What about 3 plus 4? That equals 7. And I do know a shape that has 3 sides, and I do know a shape that has 4 sides. I think that may work. So I think I'll draw a triangle and a rectangle. 1 angle, 2 angles, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7 angles in all. I could have drawn a square or a quadrilateral as well instead of the rectangle. Did you draw what I drew, or did you get something different? For number 11, now we have to draw 3 two-dimensional shapes that add up to 11 angles. So now I need to think what 3 numbers add up to 11. There's 5 plus 5 plus 1, but there aren't any shapes that have just 1 side. 2 plus 6 plus 5? Again, no shapes that have just two sides. What about 3 plus 4, that's 7, plus 4? That equals 11, I'm sorry. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 3 is 11. So I could draw myself a triangle, maybe a rectangle, and maybe a quadrilateral. Let's count the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Did you draw what I drew? Or perhaps you drew something else? Maybe you drew 2 triangles and a pentagon. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 angles in all. And for number 12, fill in the bubble next to all the shapes that have 5 angles. Let's take a look at the first one, a hexagon. Does a hexagon have 5 angles? No, it has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll leave that one alone. Does a pentagon have 5 angles? 5 sides, 5 angles. It does. So we'll color in the bubble. What about this quadrilateral? 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be a no. We'll pass. Slide to the left. And finally, we have another 5-sided shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it does. Another pentagon. At this time, you can complete the lesson by turning to pages 733 and 734, the homework page, and take a photo of each side and upload it to Seesaw. And that completes today's lesson.